first thing that I want to dive into here from the mechanical standpoint is looking at the way that you load your drive leg. Okay. Now there's this huge kind of misconception, in my opinion, pertaining to drive leg loading and how we load via like a hip hinge or quad dominant. I think quad dominant drive leg loaders kind of get this negative connotation behind it, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I just believe that if we're going to load in our quads, maybe we're limited to the amount of force that we can truly like produce into the ground, but I don't see it as like a super big mechanical breakdown. That means everyone that loads quad dominantly is going to just not, accomplish the goal of increasing power output. I don't think that's the case, but I will say, and I just did a chapter on this in my newest ebook, with guys that load quad dominant, right? So as like you descend from peak leg lift and you go then to absorb or to like put force into the ground and load up your rear hip, and then enter your drive phase, like you can obviously see your knee cracks over that foot and your direction kind of gets going that way. Now the biggest thing that I want to put out there, not necessarily like we need to revamp your entire lower body mechanics. It's just that if you're going to load in such a way that's like quad dominant, one, I would encourage you to maybe look at the way you set up on the rubber, because if you're going to quad dominant load, your direction's already going to kind of be compensated. Excuse me. And that's just going to mean that your body's going to find a way to then overcompensate with rotation. And we kind of see that here with your lead foot. So you get going, in this fashion, and then your lead foot is going to then get going over rotation. It's going to, so you can see the direction going that way. We just want to, we want to be linear, but we know that there is this kind of quad dominant thing that's going to take us a little bit away from, the linear task. Again, not something that is like super like worth revamping. I just think that there's a couple things we can do, knowing that we load in such a way that's quad dominant to then better help us accomplish the increasing of power output authentically. So next thing that I see is, this is another thing that I kind of refer to with guys that load in a quad dominant way, is if we're going to quad dominant load, and you can see that our direction goes kind of this way, we just need to initiate our hip rotation earlier so that we do get put into a position as we anchor down with that lead foot to still create stretch and segmentation. And you hear it all the time with like hip shoulder separation, right? Let me summarize this in context with Corbin Burns. Now, just notice the point in which like he initiates that hip rotation. Okay. So he holds the ground really good. And these are, across the board. Look at guys that throw at high power output, and then watch that rear hip. Boom. We're going to snap into rotation probably 3 frames away, right? So heel's connected to the ground here. Okay. And now the heel's going to then disconnect from the ground. At the same time, the hips are going to initiate that rotation. Boom. And now we anchor down, and you can see just from like the rear foot positioning and the rear hip and the elbow, right? This is what I kind of refer to as retract and rotate. And now we create arm speed by just releasing rotational energy. Boom, pull it through. All right, dudes, Robby Rowe here. Thank you for watching that video. If you're interested in booking your own mechanical analysis, you can click that link right there. Also tell you a little bit about the service and what it entails. Hit that link right there. Subscribe, please. You can also check out that video right there, which is related to the video that you just watched if you want to get some more context on that. All right, guys. Much love. God bless. Till next time. See ya.
Strike 3! You're out!